Nitro Kid 98 here today. We have an absolutely awesome episode in store for you guys today. We're going to be doing a lot of work with the srt4. Anybody that watched the last episode where we took the srt4 to Brutal Speed and Tuning, Nigel Alexander's shop, to have some codes deleted off the ECU. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to because it is the earlier model of the 03s where you're not able to do that. I don't know where that end date stops and where the 03s are able to do that, but unfortunately mine is apparently one of the pre-03, so it is unable to have that done. So what I'm actually going to do today, we have found an ECU, sourced out a couple parts, but before we actually go dumping a lot of money, which is going to be around $400 or $500 with the ECU plus having all that work done by Nigel, we're going to give it one more go at fixing these codes. The first thing I'm going to replace is the part right here, which is the gas cap. We keep getting an evaporative emission code for a small leak, and I just changed the gas cap out with one of the Eclipse gas caps just to see what would happen, and I got a PO440, which is the evaporative emission malfunction, which does let me know that the evaporative emission is doing its job and that the purge valve is working. So I went to AutoZone. I got a factory, well, not a factory, but pretty much a factory OEM copy. And the one that was on it is this one right here, which is a locking cap, which I absolutely hate because until I've actually put the key on the ring, I kept losing it and losing it and losing it. I finally put it on my ring, but I still don't really care much for this cap. It's just kind of inconvenient, and the fact that the key 90% of the time does not want to go in it and unlock it like it's supposed to. So we're going to get rid of that cap. And we got this one right here, which after looking at the insides of it looks a lot better, and hopefully it's going to fix my problem, especially since it has a double seal where that crappy cap only has one. But it keeps people from stealing your gas. You can't pass emissions in North Carolina if that's the problem. We got the fog lights, which I have yellowed out with yellow film. We have the O2 sensor, which is not even there, as you've seen in the episode SRT4, nothing but problems. I believe that was the episode. We have the no foulers to trick the O2 to thinking that there's a catalytic converter there. We're going to show you how to make all that work. And we have the new intercooler, which already is a problem. It came with a couple dents on the top. Or just on Speed Daddies on eBay. Said there would be no modification needed, direct bolt-on, and that is not what's going to happen there. I should have ordered the CX Racing one. It's just a little too expensive. I'm really tight on money. So I did not go with that intercooler, so now I am going to have to pay by modifying it. So I'm going to go ahead and set this intercooler up beside the Godspeed, which is on the car now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And you're going to see that anybody that disses Godspeed products, I'm actually going to get to show you another Godspeed product that is really nice compared to a true knockoff. So let's go ahead and get this front of the car. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so I went ahead and took the bumper off so you can really see the intercooler. It's actually a pretty stout intercooler. The only thing I hate is this dent at the bottom, and considering my car doesn't have the crosshairs, every imperfection in this intercooler can be seen. So I really wish they would have cut the crosshairs out of it. I really love the way that looks, but they did. I guess they thought it would enhance cooling. I don't think it really does by much, but whatever. It wasn't my doings. As you can see, the mounting brackets on the Godspeed the Godspeed intercooler, they're already pre-drilled. I haven't actually taken it off to see if they're pre-drilled, but I'm going to go out on a limb and go ahead and say before they got to the purchaser, they were pre-drilled. Both sides are that way, and they're actually very nicely made brackets. Now, the one that I ordered, which is a complete no-name, let's take a look at it. As you can see on its mounting brackets, there is no holes, no nothing, not anything. So I'm going to take you for a better look at it. And as you can see, the mounts are already bent. Like they're not even, let me get my hand out of the way. As you can see, they're already kind of bent back. And this side is no different. So we're going to kind of have to knock them in place, and that's not going to be that bad. It'd be a whole lot better if there was bolts to align them. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead, when we do take the intercooler off, we're going to mount this thing up to the hoses, the intercooler piping, and put something under it to kind of stabilize it so we can kind of get an idea of where we need to drill our holes. Or possibly I'm going to either put one of these brackets behind one of these and mark it and then drill it then. The good thing is being aluminum, it's not going to be that hard to drill. So we're going to go ahead and get to doing that now. Alright guys, we got the old intercooler off, and I was going to actually show me undoing the couplers and everything, but while doing that, I found something absolutely awesome. Let me go ahead and get the camera off the tripod real quick. This connection, when it was undone, all that oil came out of it right here. So I was automatically under the impression that the turbo seals were completely shot. The snail was bad, which is back here. And what it was doing is just blowing oil through the intercooler piping. That was my first assumption. So I took this side off second, and here's what my hand looks like now. Not a drop of oil. Tried to pour out the intercooler, and I'll even show you. Once again, not a drop of oil. So I'm a little curious as to why it's doing that. So I did a little investigating, and here is the oil catch can. I do not like these version oil catch cans because there's not a breather system on them. And on a circuit like this, it can be bad. The actual correct way to run an oil catch can, if you're going to do it, and the way I would rather run it, I run this positive crankcase ventilation port and that positive crankcase ventilation port to one of those that has a filter on top. I actually have one down in the building, which is probably going to go on this as soon as I figure out where it's going to be mounted. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this boy off here and see if there's oil in this pipe. What I have a feeling is it's just dumping oil from here, pretty much throwing it down there, which kind of honestly blows me away because the car doesn't smoke at all. Like the car literally gave zero indication of this problem. Normally something like that would rear its head somehow, blow smoke, cause a multiple cylinder misfire, something, because it's getting in the cylinders and basically knocking the fire out. Something, somehow or another, it would give you an indication something was wrong. I mean, if you actually look at that, that's quite a bit of oil. And once again, here's my fingers. I'm gonna just go in here. That's what I'm getting, guys. That's a lot of oil. That should have got sucked up in the cylinder somehow and gave me some sort of indication it was there. I know that's not a lot of oil, but under boost, it should have been able to move that oil pretty efficiently enough to cause some kind of smoking, some kind of problem. Because anybody that knows, at least a little bit of oil can cause a lot of smoke. So I'm gonna get back to this real quick, and we will be right back, and we will see what we can find. All right, so I've done a little investigating, and what I've done is I have took one of my screwdrivers. Where's the Phillips at? I have already misplaced the screwdriver. Anyway, took a screwdriver and I dipped down in this hole, and lo and behold, I pulled out oil on the tip of it. So what it's doing is, I don't know if it's under boost conditions or exactly what conditions it's doing it. It is basically sucking the oil out of that can, however much it's got, and it's pulling it in the intake. So I got another one down in the shop. What we're going to do is, it's got a filter on top. We're going to connect it to both of the PCV ports like I talked about just a second ago. And right now we're going to figure out a way to mount it, but it's got a filter on top that's basically not going to allow any crankcase ventilation to build up. It's going to filter all the air and suction that may come out. It may create, I know normally it don't create anything, but it'll keep that from happening again. I don't care for these kind of oil catch cans for the exact fact that this could happen. I've never ran into this problem, but that's really the only thing that I have to go off of, because all the evidence points at that being the problem. And I don't know if you can see it, there is oil in that hose as well. So that's pretty much all I have to go off of. I undone, there's this little piece of clear hose right there, as you can see. What that's supposed to do is let you know when oil is backed up in it, so you know to dump it out. I can't get it off now with one hand, but I'm undoing that. I'm just gonna rip it off. But anyway, I undid that and nothing poured out. So there's no oil in that can, which leads me to believe whatever basically it picks up, once again, it's sucking back into the intake. Whether it's just normal vacuum condition or a boost condition, I don't know. But being different than an intake, this is a closed circuit. The turbo is always pushing air in here. So it could be that natural force of air, the suction from here, helping pull that oil out. There's many different conditions that could cause it to do that, but we're definitely getting rid of the way this is set up. So, not going to be in this video, but that's it. What we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and clean this intercooler piping up the best I can. We're going to bolt the intercooler on, but I don't think we're actually going to hook it up if I can't get the intercooler piping clean. And this piece of intercooler piping is not getting hooked up for the fact Neon has been on the edge a little sluggish. You can see right there, there is a hole in the intercooler piping, and I can't put the intercooler piping in there far enough to go past that hole. Get out of here, Leaf. So that's our problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the intercooler up, and we'll be right back. All right, so that's it for today. I would like to say that this whole project is completely done, but unfortunately it is not. As of right now, the way it sits, the intercooler piping is not hooked up to the intercooler at all. It's just hanging free. I got a hold of Miller Import Parts about 10 minutes ago, talked to them for a little bit. They have 2 pieces of intercooler piping, the rubber soft intercooler piping, set aside waiting for me right now. I'm going to go pick that up first thing in the morning. I'm going to come back here, change all of it out, and change the oil catch can out, and redo the whole way the PCV system is routed. So hopefully this doesn't happen again. At least the turbo's not blown. That's what I was honestly thinking that it was going to be. I'm really glad that that's not what it was, because that would have been an absolute pain in the ass to fix. Completely ruined the Atlanta trip, and, well, it just downright hurt my feelings. And, yeah, srt4's done a good job of that already. Not really. It's actually went together somewhat smooth today. It hasn't been that bad. I guess the biggest pain in the butt was undoing the intercooler from the piping. I didn't videotape that, but it was on there pretty good. And really, the way that I felt when I seen oil come out of the intercooler piping, well, Haynes was about to sell a new pair of underwear, because I was about to shit my pants. I was not happy. I was very upset, because normally when you see oil in intercooler piping, that means nothing good. But luckily, it's something small, something minor. I do want to run a compression test on it before Atlanta. I am kind of nervous to do that, kind of excited at the same time. I really want to see good things, because it does pull really hard, has a lot of power. But at the same time, I know that with the way I've seen they have treated the car so far, I'm probably going to find a lot more negativity than I am positivity. So anyways, guys, that's the video for today. I really hope you liked it. I hope it makes you want to see more of my videos. I hope it makes you hit the button that's either here or either here. I have no idea. I'm filming and talking to you right now. Nice red button that says subscribe. Please like the video or drop a comment below if you have anything you want to see. The one thing I would like to ask if you want to see is when I go to hook up the Neon, which is right here. If you want to see that video, let me know. This is the white neon underglow that I'm going to be putting on the car. I know a lot of people are going to probably hate on it. I like neon if it's done right. If you want to see that, drop a comment in the comment section below. Also, you need to go to the Nitro Kid 98 Facebook page, and you need to like that bad boy, because there's a lot of good stuff on there. They got to see that there was oil coming out of the intercooler piping probably a day before you're seeing it right now. So, anyway, Nitro Kid 98, guys. Thanks.